Right, so to define an area of interest, which is an area that we want to analyze using Asphalt Intelligence, we'll actually start off here in the viewer itself. And so within the viewer, we've got the ability to pan, just left click and drag. We can also zoom in and out. Now, in this particular case, we've got a highway located in Miami, Florida that we're wanting to analyze. And so with this highway, we'll zoom into the approximate location that we want to analyze, and then start taking a look to get an idea as to the bounds of the area of interest shape. Now, in order to start drawing the shape itself, we'll actually go over to Zoom to draw a polygon. Now, when we do that, you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, we've got a new message indicating that the zoom is locked. So we can still pan, left click and drag, and that allows us to go ahead and refine what we're able to see. But just keep in mind that as soon as we start drawing the polygon, then we will not be able to pan anymore. It's going to go ahead and lock the pan as well. And so in this case, I can see that we've got a bridge on the left-hand side here. And so we don't want to include the bridge deck just because that's most likely a different type of surface, very different characteristics. And so instead, what we want to do is actually start drawing right at the end of the bridge. We can see that in the aerial. So I'll go ahead and left click just to start that. Now that I've left clicked, we've also got the pan locked as well. You can see that message updated. And from this point, we can go ahead and then continue defining the shape itself. Now, in this case, you can see we're looking to define the driving lanes. And when defining driving lanes, you want to make sure that you're not including the shoulder. And so if an analysis of shoulder areas is needed, that can always be done, but it's recommended to do that with a separate shape. Reason for that being the drive lanes and the shoulders have very different levels of traffic, different levels of loading, and so by including them in the same shape, that can affect the analysis. So in this case, we'll go ahead and draw the full shape, and then we do have to come back and close the shape for it to analyze. Now, in doing so, you can see provides a dialog for the job name. This is what we can use later on at our dashboard in order to find all of the relevant shapes if we wanted to continue doing an analysis off to the right here. So we'll go ahead and just call this Miami I-195. Hit OK. So we've now processed that. We can either see the results or process another. I'm going to go ahead and click on process another in this case. And in doing so, you can see that shape now shows up in green, indicating it's already been processed. This makes it easier to track what has already been done and makes it easier for us when we want to go and draw the next polygon. We now have the ability to go ahead and see where the last one ended, and we can continue on from there. Now, with that green shape, we can actually turn that off, and so in this particular case, you can see at the bottom of this list, we've got Miami 195. If I turn that off, that goes away. Conversely, if we want to focus on it, we can actually hit the magnifying glass, and that brings us right over to it. And so as shapes are processed, this list is continuously updated, but it only shows the last 5. And so usually you do want to go in order, and with that, you do want to keep providing the same name as well, since that'll help out later on with the dashboard.